Hi, I'm B. Allen, aka podcast host, aka comedian, and informer of things you may or may not know. I'm a heathen, and sometimes say things you may or may not agree with. I don't care.
Hi, I'm J. Jamaal, minister, comedian, and podcast host. The opinions of this podcast are for entertainment only. Please pray for the pod, and may God help us all.
It's a free country, and this pod costs you nothing for now. Keep listening, and soon you'll be paying for this ridiculousness. Until then, don't cancel us, and enjoy the scheduled program.
Welcome everybody to the Church Parking Lot Podcast, where it is
And it ain't.
what you think. Yeah, this is your boy J. Jamaal, joined by my boy B. Allen. What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all?
It's them.
It is them, but that's not what you usually say.
I normally say.
Yeah, this B. Allen. What's up, everybody?
And y'all, too. Can't let them know your next move.
Can't let them know, man. You gotta switch it up, keep them guessing, baby.
Yeah.
Hey, this is episode 105-ish.
Yeah, 105.
105, baby. Church Parking Lot Podcast. Make sure you go check us out on social media. Go to our website at thechurchparkinglotpodcast.com.
Please.
And go to our sole sponsor, shopnewclothes.com.
Yes.
Get all your Church Parking Lot Podcast apparel and your graphic tees. Man, we out here in these streets. Come get this merch, baby, and your white pants. So we're gonna go ahead and get this party started like we always do with our favorite segment entitled For Why.
Why 4?
B. Allen got it this week, man, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna be crazy. What you got?
It's a little interesting, man. It's a little
go.
interesting. So, you know, when I was growing up, a lot of times the person that got in trouble first is the one that went to the parent, you know what I'm saying, first.
Right.
And that's whether you have a sibling or you just with your friends or whatever it is. Usually the person who goes and get the adult first, you win. You don't get in trouble, or you don't get in as much trouble.
Right.
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
All
Even
right.
if you are actually the guilty party.
Right. Right.
It's almost like I don't know. I guess at least you got an adult, so we'll spare you this time.
Okay.
Thing.
Yeah. All
I
right.
don't know.
Maybe.
I recall a lot of times, you know, when I was playing with my friends when I was younger, they might have done something I didn't like.
Right.
So I went to tell, you know.
Oh, you was the tattletale.
I went to tell my parents. This is early in my playing days.
Oh,
you know?
shoot.
So.
No wonder some people know about certain stuff.
Anyway, I haven't even finished the story yet.
Okay, snitches get stitches.
Jumping to conclusions. What I'm supposed to know when somebody told me? You about to tattletale on yourself.
We're about to find out, baby. My man over here telling everything.
So look, man. So I was that one that always coming to him, you know, telling him who did what.
Right.
Until this one day, I recall my mom clear as day telling me, you know what? Nobody likes the tattletale.
That is true.
And, you know, that I want to say I was like maybe 7, 8, somewhere in that range.
Right.
That stuck with me. Stuck with me heavy.
That's good.
To this day.
That's good.
To this day.
Oh, you ain't telling on nobody.
Oh, man. So, yeah, to this day, nobody likes the tattletale.
Nobody does.
And, you know, we don't really call them tattletales anymore.
No, we call them snitches.
The new label is the snitch.
Yeah, you the snitch. You get these stitches.
Hey, man. So
find you in a ditch. You little person.
Wow. Go ahead. I was gonna let you finish that one. So, yeah, nobody likes the tattletale.
Nobody
likes to snitch. But if you have been, you know, participating in hip hop as recently as, I don't know, over the last 5 years,
right?
you will have seen that snitching is actually at an all-time high.
Is it?
And not only is it at an all-time high, it's almost celebrated. It's almost celebrated. It's almost like looked up as like an accolade.
Yeah.
Well, at least there was one character that that happened for. You remember Tekashi 6ix9ine?
Oh yeah.
He went and did all that bogusness and
he
got
was
in trouble
talking.
and he got to talking.
Talking his mouth off, boy.
Because he really wasn't about that street code.
Oh.
His code was, I'm going to tell you what I know.
Right.
Just protect my life.
Do I get to go free? Oh, okay. All right, cool. So it was Johnny, it was B-Rock.
Right. All of them.
All of them.
I don't need some more than that, though. I don't need more than that.
It was 7:30 on March 2nd, 1998.
That's more like it. So you got that whole situation, and then that led into, a whole bunch of other allegations and whatnot.
Right.
And then more recently, you have the whole YSL RICO case, which involves Young Gunna and Young Thug and all them people.
Okay.
Right?
Right. I don't know who they are. Okay.
That's cool, but just stay with me here.
All right.
All right. So you got one individual who got out because he basically said that his record label was not only a record label.
Right.
They were also a gang.
Oh,
Okay.
3 times.
Yeah, 3 times.
Okay.
He said it probably about 4 or 5 times just for the record to make sure they hear me.
Right. Make sure you.
Did you hear what I said? Yeah. Did you? Are my snitch levels up? So yeah.
Turn me up.
Yeah.
Turn them down.
Yeah. Turn me up so y'all can hear me. So you got that situation, okay?
Right.
But the more entertaining situation is what's going on right now, and this involves rappers of their yesteryear. This involves rappers past their prime. All
right.
Rappers who, they had their limelight and they just don't want to let it go. The individuals I'm talking about are T.I. and Lil Boosie.
I knew you was going to say that, man.
This story has gotten...
This has gotten out of hand.
Yeah, it's gotten really out of hand, man. And it just needs further investigation.
Does it?
Further investigation. Yeah, it needs further investigation because there's a lot of missing pieces.
He's in an interview right now. Yeah.
There's a lot of moving parts in this story.
You're right.
Okay.
Right.
So
he said moving parts.
We're gonna start with the fact that T.I. and Boosie were supposed to be doing a joint album together.
Kind of like R. Kelly and Jay-Z.
Let's not compare it to that.
Okay.
Let's not.
Who else can you compare it to?
More recent, like Drake and 21 Savage, or Drake and Future, something like that.
Sure. Them.
Let's stay away from Kells. Far away. I like my clothes dry. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So you got T.I. and Boosie. You got this whole situation going.
Right.
So they're supposed to have a joint album.
Right.
The joint album has been put to the shelf.
Okay.
It's been tabled.
Right.
Okay? Not that anybody was really checking for it anyway, but for the purpose of this story, let's say they were.
Oh.
Okay?
Wow.
So.
You wouldn't have bought it?
No.
Okay.
I probably would have streamed a couple of songs and kicked it to yesteryear.
Oh, okay. Already?
Yeah, already. No. Sometimes you just gotta let it go. You really do. So, what happened was, anyway, so Boosie was doing a interview with Vlad TV. Right. And in the interview, they spoke about a situation where Boosie in the past was saying that, if you snitched, even if you snitch on your dead homies, right, or your dead relatives, right, like if you put something on them that they can't reply to, right, because they ain't here no more, right, then you use a snitch, and right, he not rocking with you. That's facts. So they were like, okay, so how do you feel about working with T.I., who just recently came out on a podcast and said that.
Was it recently though?
Yeah, it was pretty recent.
Oh, okay, all right.
This past year, recent.
Okay, all right. This was before the dreads, T.I.
For the dreads, he had the little things in there.
It had the starter ones.
Yeah, little starters.
All right.
So T.I. during this interview, basically says that his dead cousin. It's really weird how he worded it, because in the conversation he worded it, it made it seem like his dead cousin told him it was okay. I don't know if y'all followed that or not, but let me say that again. So he made it seem like his dead cousin came back and let him know, yo, if you can put it all on me and skate scot-free, go ahead and do it. Like 6th man of the year.
Right.
Hey. That's a different type of Holy Ghost.
We connected.
Yeah.
I see you in the afterlife.
You might.
I see you in the afterlife. One or two, I don't know. Where he at?
So anyway, the question was then asked back to Boosie. So how do you feel, or how can you work with a man who basically said that he snitched on his relative, on his dead homie?
Dead homie.
You know what I'm saying? And Boosie basically said, you know what? I can't. So the album is done. Whatever it is done.
Wow.
To which, T.I. had to respond.
Absolutely. T.I. ain't gonna let that go by.
T.I. responded in only a way that T.I. can respond.
Absolutely.
A whole bunch of 20-word letters.
Hey.
He carries a thesaurus with him everywhere he goes.
We're gonna get this work.
I'm a true believer in, I don't think he can spell many of the words he uses, but he just knows how to use them, correctly at the right time. It's possible. Because I got off on the recognizance of them recognizing the ability to influctuate and influence and infiltrate the infrastructure internally. That's T.I. That's how you go. He ain't even. Are you gonna finish the sentence or what?
He studied the whole I section.
Exactly. Yeah. I was on the I section last night. I fell asleep.
That's what I got though.
But T.I. he responded in the only way that he could,
right?
And said he invited Boosie to I believe it was a restaurant. I'm not sure if it was his restaurant or what.
Somewhere.
But he invited him to a restaurant in Atlanta to have a paperwork party. And the paperwork party was where he had paperwork that clearly shows that he did not cooperate with the Federal Bureau of Investigation or anybody else to get off on those big gun charges he caught.
Yeah, I'm going to show you this paperwork. I didn't snitch on nobody.
Yeah, man, he's got the whole paperwork. But the problem was Boosie did not show up. So T.I. was left to look like the stand-up comedian he's trying to be in front of a live restaurant with paperwork on a projector plastered on the board.
It's right there.
Yeah.
You don't see it?
Yeah.
You see it? It's right there. You see it?
It's wild.
You didn't see the paperwork?
That was some alliteration too. Rewind that back.
Paperwork plastered, baby.
Yeah,
we on there.
That was for T.I.
That was for T.I.?
That was for T.I. I know he would enjoy it. He's a literary guy.
Is he?
Literally, literature is litter in the litter box. I was stuck on the L's. So, yeah, man, you got people, man. T.I. done snitched. Boosie don't want to work with him no more. I am literally, I don't even know what to say about this, man. It's so, like, ridiculous at this point.
What
things that you have to do to be a rapper and stay a rapper. And be looked at as, like, this guy your whole life. Like, yo, how long can I not snitch? Because I like to start snitching pretty soon. There's some folk that's doing me wrong and I can't get them back on my own. I need some help. Please.
Is there a grace period in this snitching game?
Yeah. Is there a statute of limitations?
Is there?
Man,
like I gotta wait 5 years before I could actually snitch or what?
It's gotta be something, man. It's gotta be something.
But I mean, okay, cool. What, T.I. got that gun charge, in like 2010?
Yeah, something like that. It was quite a while. Quite a ways. Yeah.
He out.
He's out. He's out, but the question has always been, how did you get out? Because, you know, according to T.I. and his lyrics, he's a 7-time felon. Would he care about a case? And then he caught a case.
Yeah.
And somehow, as a 7-time felon with all them guns, he didn't get much time. This doesn't add up. I don't have any felonies, and if I get caught with half of the guns he did,
listen,
I'm already somebody's boyfriend. Already.
Hey, he had the guns, which did not mean that they were his guns.
Okay, but they're in your house, on your property,
who somebody else brought.
So we will keep playing this game on somebody else's earth.
Yeah.
On somebody else's planet.
This is God's earth.
Yes.
This is God's earth. And he put the dirt in the hole. He put the hole in the earth. He put the tree on some roots. The roots in the hole.
That's a lie.
It's right there.
So these are
It's
God's
not
guns.
mine.
These are God's guns.
It's not mine.
Lock them up.
I don't care who guns you want. These are not my guns. Trace them.
Oh, man.
Trace them.
Hey, man, it's too late for that.
What you mean?
It's too late for that.
Trace him. He down there. He right there. His fingertips still there.
That just begs the question. For why?
Why for we didn't look at the thesaurus to get more L words?
Yeah. Stopped on the L's.
Stopped on the L's.
Get some more L's. Well, we're going to bounce to the T words.
Bounce to the T's.
We're going to bounce to the T's. So dot your I's real quick.
Dot them, please.
You might want to dot them for this story.
Sheesh.
Because if you have been anywhere near Philadelphia or New York City or any of these other towns where the rats run the streets.
Wow.
I mean real rats. Not snitches, but rats. Snitches probably run the streets too.
Which are rats.
Yeah, same thing. Well, if you have been running with them, then you would have known that the heroin and fentanyl supply has been tainted.
Completely.
So put down your spoons.
Put them down.
That's my camera.
Yeah.
Put down your spoons. Take the belt off your wrist. Please.
Yes.
Whatever else you do to, take heroin and fentanyl, stop those things.
Yes.
The supply has been tainted with a drug called Exaline. We're going to call it XYZ.
XYZ, baby.
Also known as Trank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. An animal tranquilizer.
Yeah.
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 This is crazy because it said that it was turning fentanyl addicts into zombies.
Yeah. Well, the purpose of the trank drug is what it does is it gets into the supply.
Right.
Therefore, when you use it as a user, it's going to prolong your high.
Yeah.
Don't ask me how I know. So you just, you use it to cut into the drug, so it lengthens the supply. So now the user has a longer high, a longer buzz. But
are you
side
TI
effects,
right now? Are you spitting bars right now? What are we doing?
Look, I'm just trying not to snitch. Just trying not to snitch.
9 in my right, 45 in my other hand, baby. We're not talking about guns. We're talking about dollar bills. I'm snitching on all of them.
No, not at all, man. This trank has gotten out of hand, man. The side effects are pretty crazy. It's saying that it causes like skin lesions.
Yes.
Around the injection site and also other parts of your body. You could just randomly just show up anywhere. And just eat at the flesh.
Yep.
Until the flesh is no more. So yeah, man. This is one of those things where I don't know if like fentanyl and trank are just about to be within the drug trade now. If you're in the streets, this is what's popping.
Popping, shooting.
It's not good.
It's not good.
It's not good.
Here's where I'm stuck at. If the drugs that you have been using before, has gotten to the point to where they're weak. And now you want to use animal tranquilizers to extend your high. You got a serious problem.
Yeah.
That is a problem.
Well, see, what I don't know if I have a big issue with the fact that it's an animal tranquilizer because, as you can recall, we just were using animal tranquilizer to get over COVID.
Who's we?
We, as in the people that was working for. Don't worry about it. I get it. I got something in the I got something in the trunk. But yeah, animal tranquilizers they work. They work apparently for COVID users. You know,
I guess.
I guess we're just going down the whole supply of all the animal tranquilizers now and just seeing what we can do.
Hey, if it worked for them, I guess, you know, we closely related.
What's good for the goose? What is it?
Good for the goose is good for the gander.
Yeah, gander or wanderer or stargazer.
One of the two.
You turn into a zombie though, man.
Yeah.
After using this horse tranquilizer.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Yeah, these people are saying they will wake up and be completely sick. We'll see people walking around looking like animals with their knuckles touching the ground. Like,
yo, that's nuts, man.
This is...
Any drug that makes me like not even realize like I'm not even using my appendages correctly, I don't want it. I don't want it.
Well, that's fine, because apparently if you're using this drug, you don't want your appendages. Because there's a report that people have lost their limbs from using this drug.
Wow.
This is crazy.
That is crazy. Hey, man. Well, shout out to you if you're
using it.
If you're using it, if you've been hit with the trank,
hey.
Yeah, that's rough, man.
Yeah. Have at it if you want it.
Yeah, from the top of the morning to the late at night, whatever you want to do, man.
But see, as we're talking about, it's funny, but it's not funny. Mm-hmm. You know, because you got people using tranquilizers and stuff like that. So, you know, it's funny, but it's not funny.
Yeah.
Kind of like, you know, when you were a kid, did you ever read the comics in the paper?
I love the comics in the paper.
Did you?
My parents were adamant on me reading.
Yes.
A lot. So one of my favorite things to read was the comic books, man.
Right.
I remember Calvin and Hobbes.
Yeah. Garfield.
Yeah, Garfield was one of my favorite joints.
Yeah.
I want to say they had an Inspector Gadget one at some point. There was the one with the black cartoon. I can't think of what it was, man.
It probably wasn't in there long. Probably wasn't in there long. Probably only ran in February.
There was one that I liked with like bears, and it always had like one little quote, and it had a picture of the bears acting out that one quote.
Okay.
It was political. It was a lot of the stuff was political then, man.
Absolutely. Bazooka Joe.
Bazooka Joe was fire.
That was good.
Yeah, man. They made us chew gum just to go and, you know, see some more comics.
Yeah. The gum that'll break your teeth off.
Oh, that Bazooka Joe, that gum was hard. That was hard as bricks. You're right. You're right. Absolutely right. But you know, there was another one that I used to like, but I never really got into it because I was so young.
Right.
And that was Dilbert.
Because
there was a bunch of office humor.
Yes, it was.
You know, and I was young, and you can't relate.
You didn't really understand it.
No, don't get me wrong. They had things that were funny here and there, but it wasn't something I like checked for.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But yeah. So it's a little disheartening, but completely expected.
Yeah.
To see a political comic cartoonist under fire.
Man, my boy Dilbert, the writer of Dilbert or creator of Dilbert comic strip, is about to be removed from the papers.
And that's actually an iconic, like,
it is
cartoon. Like, just the character himself.
Yeah.
Hasn't been, you know what I'm saying, duplicated or anything. And it's recognizable.
Yeah.
In a lot of places. I'm pretty sure it's not, you know, huge internationally, but nationally. Yeah, and it's got to be looked at as just one of those recognizable logos.
Right, and I'm pretty sure he won't be pulled from all papers. There's gonna be some newspapers that keeps him in there, even though he made these comments Now, he didn't make these comments, and this is hearsay, like somebody snitched on him. He snitched on himself.
Yeah, he definitely told him. He definitely went, 48 hours. 48 hours? 48 hours? Ain't that the show? When when they kill people and they try to catch them 48 hours.
Oh, yeah.
48 hour style. He was back in the interrogation room.
Yep.
And they basically asked him how he feels about black people.
Yeah. And he was like, they're basically part of a hate crime group.
Yeah.
They're part of a hate group.
He basically said that black people were nothing short of, I guess, a terrorist organization that white people should stay far, far away from.
Far, far away. Apparently, we're a part of the BBB, kind of like the KKK.
What is the BBB? Oh, the Better Business Bureau? Which one are we talking about?
Big, black, and bussin'.
I didn't know I was in that.
I don't know.
I hope I'm not in that.
Hey, apparently, to Scott Adams, the creator of Dilbert, you're a part of it, sir. You're in the BBB.
Or did you just snitch on yourself?
Yeah.
Is that a video? That sounds like a videotape. The big black bussin'. Part 7. I know. But
it was on VHS, man. Stop playing. Let's go.
I figured. But no, Dilbert's definitely not going to be taken away everywhere. According to the article I was reading, they already had like a number of that he's already been taken away from. So
really?
If you give me a number that you've already been taken away from, that means to tell me he's still in a lot of papers.
Yeah.
If you can give me a number?
Yeah.
Come on. It should be like he's been taken out of a substantial number.
Yeah.
They were like, 112 of them took him out of there.
You know how many newspapers there are in the United States?
Yeah, man. Dilbert's still going to be running some things. Now that he knows what he can get away with, you might want to start reading them Dilbert comics. You got to check them.
Hey, I'm telling you, man.
You got to check them.
Because not only are we a part of a hate crime, but he also made this clarification for all the rest of the people who are not a part of any other ethnic group that has any type of pigment in their skin. He basically said it's okay to be white.
Yeah. Maybe he's right, though. That's the only statement he made that it's okay. It is okay to be white.
It is, but not to follow the statement you made prior to that. You can't say, though I believe all black people are part of a hate group, and it's okay to be white.
He had to sneak that in there.
Did he?
You got to say some BS and then put a true statement on the end, because that kind of gives validation to your previous statement. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is, man.
It gives validation to the previous statement,
and
it gives validation to the statement you said after it as well.
Exactly.
So, which basically means Scott Adams is a part of the KKK. That's what it means to me. I don't know what it means to you, but he's one of those. What are they called? The top dragons. One of those. Yeah.
You know, I always wonder why those Dilbert comics. He never had like a black Dilbert. Never interacted with a darker complected character.
No, we didn't work in the office.
Oh,
we picked up the trash in the office.
I need to go back through some of them old strips and see what he was doing, man.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Dr. Seuss books. You start reading them now, you like, oh shoot.
Well, as long as I can do it without putting any money in his pocket, I'm gonna figure out a way to do that.
Hey,
I want to see, man. I
want to see. Cause that's tough, man. I mean, people snitching on themselves all over the place, man.
People snitch, but people change too, man. That's another change. You know, the person that you were in high school, you can't be that person today.
What were you like in high school?
Me in high school? I was
snitch on yourself.
I was popular, for the most part. Yeah, I got along with everybody.
Okay, all right.
So, I had friends that were, making the A's and stuff like me, and then I hung with the friends that I had to encourage to go to class. Man, come on, we shouldn't be out in this. We shouldn't be out in this car doing that. Come on, guys. That was me, man. You didn't. That wasn't you. I assumed that was you. I'm only friends with people who did everything to the letter of the law.
So you mean to tell me the reason why you were in the car is to encourage them to come back to class?
Of course. Somebody had to be, somebody had to be a person of reason.
Whose car were you in? Was it yours?
I mean, sometimes.
Oh, okay. So you met them at your car.
Yeah, like, come on. Don't get in there. Don't move that stuff out the passenger seat so you can sit down, too. Yeah, man. I don't know. I think I was cool in high school, I still rock with a lot of the people that talked to me in high school.
Okay.
Some not so much, but, you live and you learn. You grow up and you... Yeah. Become a different person, man. I'm not who I was yesterday today.
That is true. That is true.
But I bring that up because one of y'all's favorite actors, not mine, but
you don't like this dude?
He's done a few things. I mean, he's cool. He's there.
He's there?
He's there. Anyway.
What?
You're definitely not gonna catch the gist of who we talking about because y'all bow down to him. But I'm talking about Michael Jordan with a B in the middle.
Y'all bow down to him?
Man, he gets way too much credit to me.
Really?
He's just not a good actor.
He's not a good actor. Really? So, in your opinion of not good actors, who would you compare him to?
I have to compare him to someone?
Like, if there was another name or another person who is an actor who you feel is not as great as everybody says they are, who would you compare them to? But you see this person, like, in other movies.
In other things? That's tough, man. I don't know who to compare him to. He's almost in the league of his own. I can't think of anybody else.
He's that bad?
No. I can't think of anybody else who gets roles all the time who's just not a good actor to me. But to me, he's one of those guys that gets roles and he's just not a good actor.
Wow.
He does nothing for me, at all. I've never seen a scene or heard him say something other than, that Wakanda crap that everybody ran with. That wasn't his words. That was just words from the movie. But even then, he didn't put it he didn't put no on it.
He was dying in the scene.
Bury me in the ocean with a cigarette butt slide and
my God.
Mermaids tampons. Whatever that line was, and everybody ran with it. It was in everybody's caption and photo the next day. Oh my God, it was so profound. Bury me with my ancestors and my besties. It's like, man. All right, man.
So, you think he's that bad that he's in a league of his own?
I don't think... Yes, he's in a league of his own because they put him up there with the A-list actors, but he's not one at all. He's not a Will. He's not even Jamie. He's not, who else is big and black and out there? He's not even The Rock, and I hate The Rock. God, he's not The Rock.
Kevin Hart? Kevin Hart's been getting a lot of roles, and he's...
Kevin Hart might even be somewhat of a better actor than him.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm willing to put that out there.
Wow.
Hey man, I'm waiting for the scene where Michael B. Jordan did it for you.
Wow.
Other than him getting, you know what some of his best work was? When he took them punches and really got knocked out and hit the mat. I thought that was dope. That took a lot of skill. What?
Really?
Sure.
Oh my God.
Hey man, it is what it is. Well look, we haven't gotten to the story yet, man.
We haven't, because I'm just... Oh my God. Okay.
Apparently, back in high school, someone else had the same sentiment as me. So what happened was during a red carpet event, Michael B. Jordan was being interviewed by Laurel, is her name.
Yes.
And Laurel became popular off of like Love and Hip Hop type fame, right?
Right.
So during the interview, you know, she makes mention that, you know, we know each other. Yeah, we go back to high school.
Right.
And Michael B. Jordan is like, yeah, I was a little corny kid. And she was like, no, I never said that. And he was pretty adamant in saying that, you know, she did say it.
Yeah.
And I believe him, but from the look on his face, it really felt like he was holding that in.
It was.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you coming to talk to me? Like, I've been waiting for this.
I've been waiting for this so I could go ahead and get you out of here.
Yeah, he's ready to snitch.
Yeah, he was. He was.
With the quickness.
Yeah.
He didn't need a 2-piece and a biscuit or nothing. He was ready to go.
I'm going to give you this, all this right here, live.
So he's interviewing with her, you know, and you know, things could have turned south, but, you know, they redirected things, had a pretty decent interview.
Right.
And towards the end of the interview, she basically at the end said, well, you know what? You're not corny anymore.
She did.
Which is basically an admittal to me, or admittance, whatever the word is.
She snitched on herself.
Help me out, T.I. Admissions to admire the admirable, admonishing,
assets,
abolitionists
against
abused their abs for abortion
appropriately.
So, there you go. So, yeah.
Have you met somebody from high school who, you know, you saw and you were like, oh man, they don't look nothing like they were in high school, or they saw you and were like, oh man, you're nothing like you were in high school. Like there was a difference, or you could see that they did some work on themselves.
Most people have seen me and have usually said, hey, you look just like you did in high school. I take that as a compliment, because I think high school, except for my later, like 12th grade year, I was a stud. I was a hunk. I think I was fire.
You were
hot.
You were it.
I wasn't it. I wasn't him.
You were him.
I wasn't him,
okay.
But you know, I was him.
You was close to him.
No, I was.
So you weren't like you were just like, oh.
Yeah, that's pleasant. That's pleasant though. I'll take that.
Okay.
Yeah, that was pleasant.
So all right. So I finally looked up somebody.
Okay.
That we could probably compare him to.
Oh, Michael B. Jordan. Okay.
This person.
Shoot.
This person was getting movie roles back to back. But you know, ran into some trouble, kind of snitched on himself, and you know, hasn't really had a good movie since.
Okay.
So you remember back in like, what was this? You remember? Oh, I can't think of the name of the movie. Anyway, his name is Columbus Short.
Columbus Short, yeah. Didn't he? He had a fall to grace. What happened?
He did. They said he was using drugs and something like that, or he was an addict or something. Yeah. Or he had a temper and he was like going off on people. He got into some trouble, like beating up a girl or something like that. Yeah. So.
What movies did he do?
You remember the movie with him and Chris Brown? Chris Brown was out on. It was the college movie that everybody liked.
College movie. Chris Brown. It's sounding very B-listish, very C-listish.
It ended up being a really good movie.
It's giving me You Got Served 3 vibes.
And with a black twist on it, so we're not going to do the dance hall. What we going to do is we're going to insert the dance hall, but it's actually Stomp the Yard.
Stomp the Yard.
Stomp the Yard.
Okay.
So
that was his biggest movie, right?
After Stomp the Yard, he ended up doing something else.
Didn't he get on Grey's Anatomy or something?
He was on Grey's Anatomy. He got on a couple of other places, but then he had that fall from grace, and he was just stuck.
You know what? I like that comparison. The only the only issue is that Michael B. Jordan doesn't really have any issues. So I mean, he got dropped by the love of his life recently. We already talked about that. But
he did.
I'm pretty sure it's Michael B. Jordan. He's already gotten something else.
Not necessarily. I mean, she's moved on, which she does.
Yeah, she's clearly moved on.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he's got someone else in the tuck.
Probably.
Yeah. Got to, man.
Probably.
Got to. Well, man, Michael B., man, I'm sorry, old girl dissed you. I mean, I understand.
I think you're a great actor, sir. I think you're a great actor.
I think you're an actor. Well, he is an actor. I mean, he's better than me,
Is he?
Maybe. I haven't gotten my shot.
I haven't got my shot yet, so technically you are because you have your shot. But if I get my shot, you're gonna be like, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. Well,
wow.
Look, speaking of having shots and taking chances,
this one here.
This story is kind of is weird to me because I never understood it. So I'm
really
gonna get you to give me some clarity on this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because when I was in, I don't remember what age, but I remember going to a church, and it was either like Second Baptist or Sixth Baptist. Right. I don't know. It was one of them numbers.
One of them numbers.
One of them numbers.
Yeah.
And
y'all see what stories he give me, right? It's okay. Go ahead. It's okay.
And I remember going to this church, and I remember going there on Sundays. And it was different than the church I was privy to going to.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying, on the norm.
Right.
This church had a woman come out and preach.
Okay.
A big black woman, big, strong black independent woman.
Wow.
That's what I was getting to.
Wow. Sheesh.
Put her arms out. She had that robe covering everything, so you couldn't see the choir behind her. You know what I'm saying? One of those, man. And I just remember always seeing a woman, but whenever I used to go to other churches, I never saw women preaching. I always saw women reading Bible verses or picking up people when they, catch the Holy Ghost.
Yeah. Or they were ushers.
Or they wore big hats and sat in the front row.
Right.
That's pretty much their space. Or they was in the back cooking, what'd you get? Rolls, string beans.
You get baked chicken, fried chicken. Mm-hmm. You get the roll, you get green beans, you get corn. And then you get the little cake. You get the strawberry cake, the yellow cake, or you get the chocolate cake. And then you get the church punch. The church punch is basically high C and Sprite mixed together. If you don't have Sprite, you use that ginger ale. Okay. That's what it is. So I don't know the recipe, I'm just saying.
You just snitched the whole recipe out. If you didn't know, now you know.
Now you know. That's what you get in the basement of the church.
Man, but I don't know. But yeah, so it was always a woman preacher. But like I said, there was always dudes at every other church I went to. Right. And I recall hearing somewhere where, people were saying that women should not be behind the pulpit. You know what I'm saying? Preaching the word. Because that was a man's job. And there's even so-called scripture that supports this. And I've never really gotten too deep into the subject. But I believe I'm with a professional here who may or may not be able to give me what the hell is going on. Right. Can they or can they not? Oh man, what are we doing?
So the story is about this church which is started by Rick Warren.
Who's Rick Warren? Is that Rick Buffett Warren's
No,
brother?
not
Rick Buffett.
Not Rick Buffett.
Warren Buffett.
Warren Buffett is not him.
It's not Rick Buffett.
It's Rick Warren.
That's the first and last name. It's switch up.
Switch up.
Yeah, that's how they do. That's how they keep their wealth going on. They take the first name And no, they take their last name and they name their child the first name.
Right.
Knowing that they're going to get married and change their last name. So
right.
that way the name still stays.
Still there.
I see y'all.
It's still there.
It's still there.
Yeah. Instead of hyphenated, no. It's already there.
Yeah.
Set in place.
Okay.
So, Rick Warren, who is the starter of Saddleback Church.
Is this a Western?
Oh my God.
Is this a church for cowboy?
This is a Southern Baptist church.
This is located on the Hey Dude Ranch.
So, you might think so, but it's in Lake Forest, California.
Okay.
All right. So Rick Warren retired. I want to say last year. Last year, after 42 years, as the pastor of Saddleback. Okay.
Saddleback.
And so the Mr. Rick Warren decided to ordain multiple women before he retired. Multiple women.
Oh, so he went through a whole class, a whole slew of women.
Wow.
I'm just saying what you're saying.
He ordained them, meaning that they showed that.
Go ahead, man.
We're staying away from R. Kelly, okay? I know his name is Rick, but the R does not stand for Rick, okay?
You got to define ordained for
right.
Because that sounds real good, you know?
Ordination means that you have shown yourself to be able to do certain things as a minister, which means you can perform funerals, you can perform weddings, and you can become a pastor, you can license other people, things of that nature. So all
I heard was you can perform things of that nature. I think that's all we need to really see where the story is going. Because I can't see it in me as to why a pastor would ordain.
I hope you don't see it in you.
Multiple women at one time, if not for, I don't know, maybe expecting something in return, either there or later on down the line. I hope I ain't snitching on him.
So, no. So the church had a problem with him ordaining these women as well. So he told the church, we have to decide if we're going to treat each other as allies or as adversaries. So apparently he was talking to T.I.
Definitely talking to T.I. The adversaries of the advertisement.
Right.
Adversely.
Yeah.
Adding on to the additional admiration.
Let's talk about it.
Because we already added it up.
That's it.
That's it, yeah. Mathematics.
So they were upset with what he did, but he also ended up voting in or appointing a woman to be pastor.
Like the lead pastor?
Like the lead pastor of this church.
All right.
Now,
so what's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with it. So here's where everybody is fired up about.
Okay.
Because the Bible says this one verse that everybody holds on to. Okay? The one verse says that women should be quiet during meetings or in the church and not say anything.
Why are we being quiet about that? What'd you say? Say that again.
Women should be quiet in a meeting or in church.
Somebody got to put a beat behind that. Women ought to be quiet in the meeting and church. That sound like T.I.
That sound like T.I.
Yeah, okay.
That sound like T.I.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what the scripture says, but nobody wants to recognize how many women were used in the Bible and in scriptures that they preach and talk about and teach about that were used by God. Nobody wants to talk about that.
Okay.
You know, nobody wants to talk about that the first person that recognized or was talked to when Jesus was resurrected was a woman. Nobody wants to talk about that. She was the messenger to which the angel told her, or Jesus told her, to go back and tell everybody, hey, I ain't dead. Here I is. I'm right here. Ain't nobody snitch on me except for Judas. But he dead right now. So guess what? Here I am. Go tell them. Lead me to the house.
But here's the problem.
What's the problem?
I'm seeing in this.
Okay.
What you just said.
What's that?
He told her what to do. He
Right.
didn't say go preach it. He just said go tell them.
Go tell them.
And then be quiet.
You remember the song that we all learned when we were younger in the church?
Go tell them on the mountain.
Go tell it on the mountain.
Oh, see, go tell it. See, you got to pay attention to words because they mean so much.
That is true.
He says, go tell it.
Go tell it.
Not go tell what.
Hey, it is what.
But it is what, who, where, why, and when.
But who
all
told
at
her?
the same time.
Who told her what to tell, when to tell it, and who to tell it to?
We need the paperwork. I got to see the paperwork on that one. Because it sounds like some major snitching going on in the Bible, boy.
Yeah, man. You got Aquila, you got Leah, you got Mary, you got it's so many different women.
They all sound ratchet. I know they was.
Wow.
I know they was. Say them names again. They don't sound like classy females at all. What you said?
You got Leah.
Uh-huh. I know a couple of those. Keep going.
You got Mary.
Huh? Definitely know some Marys.
You got
Mary.
You got
who else?
This the one that's gonna get you.
Okay.
Aquila.
Say less. Say less. I already know where they be at.
If you ever needed evidence to realize that the Bible was talking about black folk, look at the names.
I already know where they be at.
Look at the names. You already know who they are. You already know who they are. And apparently they are part of a hate crime group. But no, so, I mean, this man was basically trying to move the church from being stuck in the past to moving them and advancing them to what is starting to take place, and a lot of people are starting to get more comfortable with. So
that's cool, man.
You know, hey,
I say let women preach.
Let them preach.
Let women preach.
Sometimes they can preach better than men.
That's facts. Women ought to be able to go up to the pulpit and find a top 40 song and pull a lyric out and make a whole sermon about it too. You know what I'm saying? That's not what preachers do. I know a lot of them that do that.
You know a lot of them that do that?
Yeah, what's that song on the radio? And then they just go from there, you know. The ladies should be able to do it too, you know.
Hey, man, some of them do it, man.
I'm a survivor.
You so
I'm gonna pray hard. Yeah, I see it already. Go ahead. Go girl, do what you do. Pray about it and go ahead and preach, man.
Hey, man, we're just ordinary people.
That's John Legend.
We don't know which way to go.
That's the dude.
Until God comes. I'm sorry. I was getting ready to start preaching. Let's see. I'm sorry, man. I felt the spirit just then.
Well, look, man. There is the one gentleman that you might be able to go ahead and get a lyric from and make a new sermon about.
I don't know. That might cost me a lot if you talk about who I think you're talking about.
This final Black History moment.
Final Black History moment. Right on.
It's brought to you by Three Stripes Adidas.
Adidas.
So, if you've been, a member of Planet Earth over the past year.
Or Saddleback.
You have heard this name at least 50,000 times.
Or more. That's the minimum.
I'm hoping this is the last time we have to talk about it in this light.
I'm so sick of this.
But it's probably not.
It's not.
Because, this story is while it's good, it's awesome, it's also just...
I'm sick of it.
Yeah.
I'm sick of it.
It's too much, man.
I'm sick of it.
It's too much.
This is go sit down somewhere.
Adidas is reaching back out to Ye. I'm going to call you by Ye.
Well, they didn't have any choice. Well, go ahead with the story, because this is stupid.
They're reaching back out to Ye because they basically, like you said, they didn't have a choice.
Nope.
Kanye's Yeezy brand is so big with Adidas.
Yep.
That if they had to get rid of all that inventory and take the loss that they were going to take,
oh, it would be horrible.
Yeah, they probably would just fold as a company.
Had to
just go merge with Nike
or Reebok.
Yeah, just have like 3 checks on your shoes, 3 Nike checks or something. I don't know, man. I don't know what they would have done if things had gone awry, as they seem to have been going.
Apparently,
but they have reached a agreement with Yeezy. This agreement entails a few details that they released. Not releasing all the details, of course.
Of course. We don't want to snitch on nobody.
We're dealing with a madman here.
Oh, God.
But yeah, according to the story, there will be no new Yeezy designs.
Yeah.
Honestly, it doesn't really need any.
Nope.
He's already a $1 billion company with what they got.
Right.
No new designs.
Yeah.
They're only selling the current branded products, and Adidas cannot sell them without EA.
Yep.
So he has to get permission also when selling these items.
That's crazy.
There is no further update after these are sold, what they're going to do. But the Pirate Blacks will be the first release. So if you want to, wait in line and go cop those.
Stupid.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
This is stupid. So you mean to tell me this is what we were just talking about earlier on in the pod, which was basically what is the period of time you have to wait before you can do or say something else about it.
Yeah. It's apparently is when it starts to hurt your bottom line.
Apparently so. Like, there's no timetable, but there is a money table to it.
It's a big money table.
Because without Kanye basically brought Adidas back to life.
Oh, all the way back.
All the way back, because they were Adidas and Reebok were on the way out.
Yeah.
They were on their way out. The only thing that stopped Adidas was when Derrick Rose and what's his name played for the Sixers now, because he had a shoot with them. James Harden.
Now. Oh, okay, yeah.
He had a shoot with them, and Derrick Rose had a shoot with him. Derrick Rose, with all the knee injuries, they had to get rid of him.
Yeah.
Then James Harden came along, but he was.
Yeah, he's not very marketable.
He's not very marketable.
Yeah.
So what do? You either go bankrupt or you get with this guy who's a part of the black hate crime.
Kanye actually might be a part of that group.
I agree.
He really might be a part of a black hate group.
I agree.
There is a small sector within us that does hate all. So I don't think he's there, but he might be a representative.
You just snitched on everybody that's black right now.
I didn't say that. Don't listen to anything I just said. At the end of the day, it's a podcast anyway. This is all entertainment. None of it is real.
It's okay to be white.
It's all fake. But yeah, man. So in this Black History moment, Kanye is linked back up with Adidas.
Oh my God.
And the biggest takeaway from me though, it goes back to what he said before he got dropped from Adidas.
Which was?
Adidas can't drop me. I can say whatever I want, and they can't drop me.
That's what he said.
And I'll be
guess
damned
what? If they didn't come back.
Yeah, they damn sure came crying back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they were definitely talking about, well, we'll just sell the shoes without him. But the problem is that his name was attached to the shoes, which is why everybody was paying the price that they were. If they tried to sell those shoes without him, they were already talking about if they sold the shoes, it would be at a very, very, very discounted rate.
Oh yeah, and I was waiting.
I was too.
I was waiting.
I was gonna pick them up.
$2 mop buckets.
Doggone right.
Put them on my feet.
Yeah, these the post yays.
Yo, if I gotta walk around looking like a zombie, you know what I'm saying? Because they're not just fitting me right. I'm just saying a whole bunch of words. Cayenne, kinda, caresses, Karen. Yeah. It's too much.
I was a zombie just then.
Hey, look, man, we want to thank y'all for coming out to the Church Parking Lot Podcast, where it is. What you think? This has been episode 105.
Yeah.
Make sure you check out all our social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. And our website is churchparkinglotpodcast.com.
Yeah.
And shopnewclothes.com.
Absolutely.
Hey, man, you can peep this episode on all audio platforms.
Yeah.
As well as YouTube.
Yeah.
For the visuals. So, for the Church Parking Lot Podcast, this is B. Allen.
Hey, this is your boy Jamaal.
Catch y'all next week.
Yeah. Peace. Don't snitch on nobody.
Snitches.
In the ditch.